Improvement District, or CID, is a tax imposed by the property itself. It is collected from guests of the hotel to help with costs the business has in construction of the hotel. According to the City of Ottawa Facebook page, the project is also helping build a road that will not only serve the hotel but also surrounding businesses. They also stress that the tax is on hotel guests only and that unless you are actually staying there, you will not be paying for the improvements. The Commission had previously passed a 1% CID sales tax for any future retail or restaurant site built next to or around the new hotel. If all goes as planned, Holiday Inn will open in May of 2018. Ottawa police are investigating an aggravated robbery in which a 48-year-old Ottawa woman was beaten and robbed Sunday afternoon in the 200 block of East 2nd Street downtown. The exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast: tonight clear and breezy with a low of 45. Tomorrow sunny, the high 74. Tomorrow night clear with a low 48. Thursday sunny with a high of 78. Your extended forecast: Thursday night clear with a low of 57. Friday sunny with a high of 83. And now it's time for the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on KOFO. I'm Sean Torres, KOFO News.
Information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. You're invited to join us live at Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa for food and drink specials as we talk OU Braves football with head coach Kent Kessinger. If you can't join us live, we invite your questions for Coach K via Facebook or Twitter at KOFO Radio or email KOFO@KOFO.com. Now, here's your host of the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show, Bob Johnson.
Welcome in to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. I'm Bob Johnson. Week 2 of this fabulous broadcast, and we bring it to you live every week from here at Pizza Time with a nifty banner. Colorful.
Yes, it is. It's big.
And those tones that you hear are the dulcet tones of head coach Ken Kessinger, who is joining us once again for his own program. Who would have thought?
It's good that I keep on getting invited back to it.
Well, that's the important part.
It is. It is really important.
That is the important part. So you've had some time to sit and reflect as the Braves played over the weekend, the home opener. They fell by the final score of 41-16, and to me the score wasn't really indicative of the game because it was a 16-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then things just kind of took a downturn from there. There were a lot of positives that could be taken from that game.
Well, I think scoring right before halftime, and then actually holding Northwestern out was a big gain for us going into half. I think we were down maybe 10 at that time. Something that we thought that we probably should have had 2 more touchdowns on the board, but ended up shooting ourselves in the foot somehow or another, and didn't come away with points there that thought we could move the football and get some more points on the board. And we ended up with a lot of yards. So, statistically and everything like that, it was something that you look at the yards rushing and the percentage completion and third downs. We were over 50% or around 50% on third downs, which is a vast improvement over last year within our offense, and just disappointing that we didn't get more points on the board.
And that was one of the negatives that did come away, was just not being able to punch the ball into the end zone. Had opportunities, and unfortunately just whether it was a turnover or just stalling out, just not able to finish it off.
Well, we had two that were turnover related. We had a fumble about on the 20-yard line going in after a nice run, a really nice, probably a gain of about 12 to 15 yards, something like that. And then the next time we were down at about I want to say about the 15, 16-yard line, and end up throwing an interception. It was one of those plays where the receiver broke it off a little bit early, was short on his route. Quarterback put it to where he was supposed to be, and the only person there at that point was the defender, which is not who we were trying to throw it to.
Yeah, it happens, though, especially with a young quarterback. But the good thing is that More times than not, Connor Byers made good choices when throwing the football. Another positive was the play of the freshman James Reeder, 123 yards on the ground, averaging almost 6 yards a carry.
Yep.
And that was a nice breath of fresh air. Because that was one area that I think maybe there were some questions on. It was the run game.
We were definitely concerned at running back. We thought that we had, the guys up front to be able to open some holes and everything like that, but we got to be so thin at running back. I mean, we went from 6 guys in fall camp to 2 guys that were ready to go on Saturday because of injuries, etc. So it really, was a big question mark coming in. And James, I thought, did an outstanding job. Got dinged up a little bit toward the end of it. Obviously, playing college football, it hits a little bit harder than those guys in high school, and so got a little dinged. But he's running the ball. Looks good today in practice, and I think that every game, every snap that he gets is just going to be another learning thing for him that's going to help us out in the future.
Well, there was a period of time where he was the only running back out there during the ball game. It seemed like so.
Yeah, and especially when Deshaun rolled his ankle. Yeah, that was about it.
Until you brought in
Parker.
Parker, yeah. And
Parker Williamson came in and ran the ball very well for us.
Receiving wise, the Braves did a good job of catching the ball. There were some misses, but
a couple
overall,
3 drops. I think that would have put Connor over 60%. Just one of those things went through the wickets. Should have not jumped on one. A couple of them they just got to look all the way in. And but other than that, I think it's a lot less than we might have had in some years past. So I think that what we're doing in practice, it was something that I think that they're getting more used to us throwing the ball around, and then obviously is going to help us out.
My windscreen needs a shave here, apparently.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see that. A little fuzzy.
It's kind of fuzzy. Well, that might play in later on during the broadcast. You never know here. There was some concern, though, defensively. There was a point there in the first half where 3 out of 4 plays ran by Northwestern College went for touchdowns.
Big plays, yeah.
And they were big plays. And one thing about the defense was that they just seemed like they had a hard time matching up with the blocking schemes that Northwestern did. Northwestern College really did a good job of setting up their blocking game.
They had pretty good sized offensive line that I think did a nice job of pushing our guys around a little bit. I think our inside run we were pretty good at. It was just getting to the edges, and that's where we had lots of missed tackles. Most of our missed tackles came from a safety or an outside linebacker, or linebackers not getting over the top. From what I saw, Coach Pearson counted them up, and we had way too many missed tackles. And I think that we had 8 on one play and 48 total missed tackles, and that's not going to slow anybody down when you're missing tackles like that. And part of that is getting into a live situation and not knowing where everybody's going to go, and having to fit up, form up, and then be able to take people to the ground. And that's where hopefully this week they got that as a backdrop to be able to build upon as we go into this next week's game. Matter of fact, it was one of the last things that I heard as we were getting ready to finish up. Defense was still going a little bit, and Coach Pearson was harping on them to wrap up and make sure that they're carrying the tackle. And that's the things that you got to practice, game stuff, and I think that's where we, I think, do a really good job of being able to do that is practice game stuff.
And it's got to be hard to practice tackling when you don't do a lot of it during fall camp.
We do and we don't, and we probably skew ourselves to not tackling as much as maybe some people would want to do, and part of that is you got to be able to have guys ready to go on Saturday, and if you beat them up so much, you're going to get to the point where you don't have the guys that you need to have in order to be able to compete. And so it's the double-edged sword that I always feel that, and I don't know if where is the point where we tackle more? Is it too much or whatever? I know when I was playing, we rarely tackled in any games, and we were very fortunate when I was in college. We only lost 4 football games and won a lot of conference championships, and I think we tackle more than they did, that our teams did when I played on. I know that we tackle a heck of a lot more than what St. John's and Minnesota used to do because they never tackled anybody. I don't think they even wore pads. And they go out and they won championships after championships. So maybe we just need to take off the shoulder pads and everything and just go out there and use the think system.
Well, let's face it, at some point in time, isn't that what football's going to come to, is flag football?
It might, the way that these rules keep on changing, but
I kind of miss the old rules a little.
Yeah, we were talking about that today. In the 90s was a good time for football because you still was physical and you could still do a little celebration too while you're playing.
I don't know. Watching NFL films and seeing from the 70s, some of the clothesline tackles and that.
We could probably outline some of those. If it's going to kill a person, let's not do it.
See, you take all the fun out of everything. That's what you do as a coach. You just take the fun out of everything.
I just suck the life out of things.
Yeah, that's okay. You're still my coach.
Thank you.
And I need all the coaching I can get. We will take our first time out. When we come back, we'll continue on with this soiree here this evening at Pizza Time. We're here till the top of the hour when we will then join Royals baseball in progress at the top of the hour. So stick with us or come on down, get yourself some pizza, come and say hi, come and listen to the show. We actually have a big giant speaker that's 400 watts, and we'll make sure God hears us tonight by the time this show is over. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
A college education means more today than ever before. And that's why Ottawa University strives to equip our students with the education needed to enter the workforce prepared to make an impact. With the addition of engineering, Ottawa University now offers 22 majors at the campus in Ottawa, Kansas, with even more programs available online. Contact us today to find out more at ottawa.edu or by calling 800-755-5200.
When you do it right, people notice. Take Ottawa's own Pizza Time. A perfect score on Yelp. Well, listen to the reviews. Jack C. said, "This is my favorite lunch location. It's a must-stop every time I'm in town." John R. from Washington, D.C. comes to Pizza Time whenever he's in town and says, "They never skimp on the toppings and the crust is made from scratch. Service is excellent and the delivery time is super fast." Read it for yourself at Yelp or TripAdvisor or check them out on Facebook. Pizza Time does it right. Dine-in, carry-out, delivery. All-you-can-eat lunch buffet, too. 785-242-TIME.
Like a lot of people, you have great ideas on your way to work. Like a lot of people, you can't always make them happen once you get there. Because like a lot of people, you run into roadblocks. Money, time, that guy who hates everything and never holds the elevator door.
Can you hold that? Oh.
American Express Open would like to help because we believe a lot of people should have the opportunity to turn their ideas into reality. Visit open.com and see how American Express Open can help with money and know-how so you can get business done. Not even Elevator Guy can stop you now.
KOFO and Beckman Motors are giving you one last chance to see the two-time World Series champion Kansas City Royals at the K this season. To win the last set of tickets, register at Beckman Motors in Garnett, and you could be there to see the Royals host the White Sox on Tuesday, September 12th. We'll announce the winner this Thursday at 7:20 during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show.
And now the 1-1 pitch. Belted down the right field line, and gone! Hosmer.
Register now to see the Kansas City Royals from Beckman Motors and KOFO.
I was going to freestyle and start singing with the music, but I chose not to. It wouldn't have been very pretty, but it would have got the job done. And that's all that matters at this point in time.
That's right. Getting the job done.
Getting the job done.
DYJ, doing your job.
Exactly. That's a phrase that's heard in my house a lot. Do your job. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Or clean your room.
Yeah, kid in the red hat.
It usually ends with Lars.
Yes. Right? Or a Shay, too. There is a Shay involved.
There is a Shay involved with that?
Yeah. Clean your room.
There's often a Caleb that's involved with ours.
Yeah.
And my wife would say probably a Kent, too.
Well, I think we're just going to have to burn it down and start fresh.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Slate, new clean slate.
Yeah. it will have our own version of Burning Man, but it'll just be like Burning House or Burning Clothes or something.
So, Lars, you're off the hook until you get home, and then you need to clean your room.
Actually, he was off the hook because one of the things we did before football season started was go through his room, and I'm pretty sure the neighbors thought we were moving.
Sometimes you got to have a purge.
Yes, there does need. Actually, I got in trouble purging a lot because usually I get caught throwing stuff out, and I get in a lot of trouble. So the fact that I'm still married sometimes is a miracle in itself.
I can see that.
Yeah. What are you doing? Well, I'm just throwing stuff away. Why are you throwing that away? Well, you haven't seen it since 2002.
Yeah. It does make a sense.
Yeah.
They say if you don't wear it in a year, you need to get rid of it.
I would agree with that. The bell bottoms that my wife has need to go away.
She's probably hoping for a throwback Thursday night on the town.
Well, the only thing that I would go for a throwback Thursday is those sweet pirate uniforms that were worn over the weekend. From the late 70s, early 80s.
I saw some of those.
The painter cap.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. That's what we need. We need like a throwback line of Braves gear.
Throwback line of. Well, there's if you go into the Hull Center, you'll see these pictures in the Hall of Fame, and they have some interesting looking uniforms from back in the day. And when I mean back in the day, I'm talking '05, '06, and that would be a 19 before it, not a 2000.
I'd have to ask my mom if she saw those.
I'm pretty sure Merle Morty was probably seeing those still. Merle's not probably listening, but
well, that's why we could say that.
Yes, he's a legacy.
Yeah. Now my mom's listening, so I'll hear about this in the morning.
Amy's on their way back from the DeSoto JV game and listening to us traveling tonight.
Well, hello, Amy. Be safe heading back. We hope that you make it back in one piece. And
hopefully my in-laws are also listening, so that puts us up to our usual 4.
We do have the modem back at the station.
Yep.
So that is, we're right where we're at.
And who knows, they could be listening to us in the farthest reaches of the universe. Even, well, at least the world. I want
someone from the Isle of Malta.
That would be great.
Just stumble upon the program and all of a sudden think it's the greatest thing they've ever heard.
Good entertainment.
Yeah. That's what we do. Every Tuesday night during the football season, we bring you great entertainment, as you can tell by the round of applause we're getting right now.
Yes.
So
it's deafening in here. It's a good thing you got these noise-canceling mics.
That's the best part. No, I spare no expense.
It's like a Bose mic.
Yeah. I broke those out for the pregame show. It was pretty awesome, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Good.
It sounded. You know what? Actually, we had probably the sweetest sounding broadcast this weekend with the way we were connected.
You and Casey?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the audio portion itself.
Right.
Now, whether Casey and I were worth a lick is a completely different story. But audio quality-wise,
fantastic.
It was good. So we're making some upgrades, making some improvements.
Good. It's always good.
Yeah. Nothing but the best for you, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, speaking about nothing but the best, I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay. Trying to segue.
Yeah, that was a segue that just got away. It was a runaway trade in there. Actually, I was going to skip ahead and start talking about next week's game, but that's a couple segments from now. I want to let everybody know, stick around here, though. The segment following this one, we're going to play the 25-cent pyramid.
25-cent pyramid?
Yeah, well, because we have no sound effects.
We got a budget.
Well, no sound effects. I didn't have time to pull the audio.
Gotcha.
And that, so instead of the $25,000 pyramid, it'll be the 25-cent pyramid.
Gotcha.
So stick around for that. All in all, though, Coach, when you take a look at everything, how do you feel about where you're at this part of the season for right now?
Well, I think that you always try to accentuate the positives that you get from that first game and then be able to build on the things that you didn't do so well. And I think that one of the positives were I thought we punted the ball extremely well. I mean, we had too many opportunities, but Nick Rodriguez, his average was right around 36, but he had 3 of them, 2 of them inside, 2 down inside the 20, a third one that just rolls into the end zone. I had an opportunity to be inside the 22, and it's one of those things we were kicking a little outside of maybe the go for it range or the go for field goal range, but not far enough back that he's going to get great numbers on stuff. But I thought he did a really good job with that. I mean, I thought we did pretty good on our coverage there. Our punt return was pretty decent as well. We had a wall set up, the very first one, and our returner thought we might have been a little too close, and so he fair caught it. But you watch it on film, and we got all the pieces in place, which I think is going to help us as we go through the season, be able to return some punts for some scores or at least long punts. I thought that going to Kyle Wolcutch, the field goal that he had, he's 100% on the year. I got to like that when your field goal kicker's 100% and kicked it in the 30-yard range, somewhere in there. That's better than we were a year ago for sure. So special teams, there was some good special teams. We had some bad special teams. Our kickoff return wasn't great, particularly fielding it at the 8 and walking out of bounds, or then kicking it out of bounds at the 20. That when both would have got us balls, back on the 40-ish yard line. That way we'd have, had a shorter field. Offensively, we put up good yards. I thought our completion percentage was pretty good. Coming off of last year, improvement there. I thought, like you said, Connor Byers did a really good job of making a lot of good decisions. Very, very good pocket presence for him, and that was the thing that we've really been working on is pocket presence. So I'd like to mark this on the calendar that Coach did say I had a good point. Yes. Okay. Mark that down. Could we officially mark that on the calendar, please? The family's here; they'll keep track of it. All right. That's but good. I mean, that's one of the things I thought he did. He stepped up in the pocket well, and last year everybody saw Connor as being a runner, which was a strength for him, and we called a lot of plays for him to be able to run. As a freshman coming into our system, just didn't have a great deal of time to be able to really get a full grasp of the passing concepts that we were doing. So it was nice to see him be a thrower first and a runner when he had to run. And that is going to be tough to defend down the road. So I felt good about that. O-line, I thought, protected decently. There's a couple issues, but... Well, and the O-line did a good job opening up the run game for the running James, backs, for James. 255 yards rushing is pretty good. I think that's where we're about 255 and almost 200 yards passing. So put us about 4 and change for total offense. Yeah, I think you got to be happy with that. One thing we did mention during the post game is this was going to be one of the biggest lines that your team's going to have to play against. So, yeah, I think for the defensive side of the ball, it's kind of all downhill from here because you're not going to have to worry about the big lines. They were really good. They were really good sized, and when you saw them line up and looked at our little guys out there, and I didn't think our little guys were that little until they got out there. Yeah, it's a difference. There's a sizable difference between I guess what we're being able to bring in the KCAC and what the GPAC is being able to bring in. I mean, the KCAC didn't fare very well in the GPAC challenge, that's for sure. I mean, the teams that were successful were playing the teams that were for the most part toward the bottom of the conference there in the GPAC, and I mean, Tabor had a rough day at Morningside at home. Let's see who else. Sterling had a tough go of it. Really, the top teams had a rough go against the GPAC teams. I was going to say, really, the only one that didn't was Kansas Wesleyan, and they defeated the opponent that will be this weekend. Right. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in just a few minutes, but we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to play the 25-cent pyramid here on the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. Join us here. We're here till 8 o'clock. Good pizza.
There's NFL films going on, tennis, Royals baseball, which will join in progress at the top of the hour. Don't forget, the greatest pregame in KCAC will start at noon on Saturday, and it'll be followed by Ottawa University Braves kickoff at 1 on 1220 and 103.7 FM. But we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
The registered nurse practitioners at the new Ottawa Care Clinic inside Cosentino's Price Chopper are there for you to treat minor illnesses, and they can provide school or camp physicals. No appointment is necessary. The Ottawa Care Clinic inside Price Chopper. Call 785-214-4903.
A college education means more today than ever before. And that's why Ottawa University strives to equip our students with the education needed to enter the workforce prepared to make an impact. With the addition of engineering, Ottawa University now offers 22 majors at the campus in Ottawa, Kansas, with even more programs available online. Contact us today to find out more at ottawa.edu or by calling 800-755-5200.
Next time, it's time for pizza. Make it Ottawa's own Pizza Time. 785-242-TIME. Now, put that in your speed dial, and while you're doing it, I'll tell you about the menu. Delicious pizza, of course, with your choice of traditional toppings, or you can get a specialty pie like the Meat Lovers. There's a taco or buffalo chicken. And speaking of chicken, check out their wings. Not to mention salads, sandwiches, famous cheese bread, and more. Locally owned and operated and proud home to the weekly Ottawa American Legion Baseball Coaches Show. Dine in, delivery, or carry out. Pizza Time. 785-242-TIME.
So you get this idea for your company. Great. But then...
It's too expensive.
Too complicated.
I want to say yes.
We've never done it that way before.
Yeah, no.
Not during summer.
Nah.
Why now?
I liked it better before you explained it.
Start saying yes to your company's best ideas. American Express Open can help with money and know-how so you can get business done.
We can't do that, can we?
Yes, we can.
Visit open.com and see how American Express Open can help you get business done.
KOFO is looking to fill the position of board operator. Some responsibilities include operating control board for studio and remote programming, monitoring on-air programming sound, execute score updates on the KOFO website, the ability to work without close supervision, and flexibility in work schedule. Email your resume to kofo@kofo.com, mail to P.O. Box 16, Ottawa, Kansas 66067, or stop by our KOFO studio at 320 East Radio Road. No phone calls, please. KOFO is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM. Bob Johnson, your host with the most, along with head coach Kent Kessinger, who has been coach of the year in my book since 2003.
2003, great.
Yeah, well,
even before I got here.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I knew you were going to
I was in at 4, but that's all right.
Well, I know.
3, I'll go.
I knew
I
you
thought
were
I
gonna
did
be
a pretty good job.
I knew you were going to be a good coach.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I had no idea who you were, but I just knew.
No. Yeah.
Well,
my reputation did not precede me?
Well, I know my reputation does. It's not good.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm going to see if this will work because it was kind of crazy for me. I'm on top of getting everything put together.
Oh, yeah.
But let's see if this will work. Let's see if we can hear this.
Well, I can hear it. I don't know if the fans at home can.
I can't get it. Okay. Well, it's not loud enough, but it's time now for the 25-cent pyramid here
Let's
on.
play the pyramid.
Let's play the pyramid here on 1220 and 103.7 FM. All right, so we're gonna skip right to the end game where you gotta get
it all.
Gotta get it all.
This is it for the last.
This is it. So let's start it out here. All right. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, as much as I can be.
All right.
I do so well at these games. So.
All right. Now remember, if you get stuck, you can always say pass.
Okay, got it.
And we'll.
So this is we're paying for the 10,000 here.
Yeah. This is it. We're playing. We're playing for the quarter.
I do like to throw the football. So what if I say pass on every single one of them? Do we score?
Well, we'll have to check the rule book on that. We'll have to check the rule book on that. If I had my game show.
If in doubt, air it out is what I've always said.
And that's what will be happening this weekend. No, just kidding.
Could be.
Okay. Well,
Could be.
You never know. All right. All right, we've got 60 seconds on this game clock here, and we will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Offsides, pass interference, holding.
What is a penalty? 5 yards. What's an infraction? What is a foul? What is something that we teach our players not to do? Pass.
Okay. All right. Disheveled, weird, biased.
Officials.
No.
Oh. Homers.
Homer
calls.
Yeah, they're homers.
Homer calls.
They are
radio
like homers.
announcers. Play-by-play guys for the other team.
There you go. I'll give it to you. Most
okay.
media that covers the KCAC.
Yeah.
All right. 20 seconds. Items that don't describe Kansas Wesleyan. I just gave you the answer, so never mind.
Values.
Yeah.
Okay.
Humble, level-headed, great uniforms. All right. 10 seconds. Equipment, fans, listeners, an interview with your father.
Things that we have on game day.
All right, that was a minute. The answer would have been things I would have liked to have on the show.
Things I would have liked to have on the show.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
Equipment.
The first one was things KCAC officials miss.
Yeah.
There were quite a few this last weekend.
Yeah.
But you did get the media.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I gave you the items that don't describe Kansas Wesleyan.
Yeah, and I threw in my own.
And then the final.
As a good Bethany grad, I had to put that in there. It's in the, when you graduate, it's in the small print.
Yeah, well, as long as it's on the degree, that's all that matters.
Yes.
And then the final answer would have been things OU will add for sports.
Yeah.
So,
what was the last one again? What were the things that you said?
I was going to. My suggestions would have been rowing, field hockey, curling.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to that one.
So things OU will add for sports.
Well,
I did have some help from the peanut gallery over there.
Yeah, they did a good job. Lars is claiming all credit.
Well, no, because the first 4 were done this last summer while I was at work thinking.
Yes. Well, that's what preparing in the summertime for it.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that was the only preparing that was done.
You did it this summer.
Yeah,
Not today.
No, that was the summer. So we walked into that one. All right. Well, you didn't get the 25 cents.
Darn.
But I
got one question, which is sometimes more than I normally get.
Which is good. I'm very proud of you this time.
They usually get to see things, right? Don't they get to visually see things?
No, they don't. Well, no, I don't think they do. Yeah.
Maybe that's just us at home.
Yeah, I think it's just us at home.
Gotcha.
But good try.
Thank you.
Next week.
Valiant effort, always.
Well, we may return back to.
That's a good one. I can prepare for this.
Okay.
I got you where you're going now.
Well, you never know where I'm going, and that's why next week we're going to bring back 4 questions with Coach K. So. We haven't done that for a few episodes of that.
Yeah, I'm good at that one. I smell what you're cooking there, Big Chicken.
Yeah. You can smell what I'm cooking. So we will do that next week. We will have 4 questions with Coach K. They will be random questions. They could be about news stories. They could be about happenings.
Will they have a theme?
It just depends on how I'm feeling.
All right.
We do have a long bus ride back on Saturday.
We do.
So if there's Wi-Fi available, I might be preparing.
Good point.
So
good.
Well, as long as there's Wi-Fi in the hotel the night before, I'll be prepared.
Right.
Somehow.
Should be.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared for greatness. And that's why we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this weekend's matchup with Concordia University. It's a familiar opponent from last year, and we'll talk a little bit about that one when we come back. Don't forget, we'll join Royals baseball at the top of the hour. Also, don't forget, Ottawa High football will be on the air Friday night. Gary Bateman will have the play-by-play starting at 7. The Wise Guys Construction Rob Hedrick pregame show will start at 6:40 on Friday night. But first, a break. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Right now, the Kohler Cimarron Comfort Height Elongated Toilet is at its lowest price ever at the Home Depot, just $199. You save $49. At that price, you can raise your expectations, believe your budget exactly where it is. And the best news of all, it's a Kohler. They never compromise. Why should you? Start with the best. The Kohler Cimarron Comfort Height Toilet, just $199. Now at the #1 Kohler retailer, the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through October 29th.
Using the Groupon app, you can save up to $100 a week on what you do every day, like haircuts. Because even if you don't need a haircut, you're eventually going to need a haircut. Unless you're bald, in which case Groupon can save you a lot of money on skincare. The point is, using Groupon can save you up to $100 a week. Getting a massage? Check Groupon. Mani-pedi? Check Groupon. Looking for nearby yoga classes? Use the top-rated Groupon app to save up to $100 a week on what you do every day. Download the app and save. Groupon.
Fall is the best time to feed your lawn. With 10% off Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard Fall Weed and Feed and Fall Lawn Food at the Home Depot. Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard feeds your lawn to build strong, deep grass roots for winter when you need it most. So it'll be lush, green, and beautiful next spring when you want it most. Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard Fall Weed and Feed and Fall Lawn Food. 10% off now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through October 4th.
Comfort is something we all want to feel. No one knows this better than Serta, America's #1 mattress manufacturer. This Labor Day, discover Serta's amazing mattress lineup. Experience our latest iComfort sleep system and get a free box spring, or save up to $800 on an adjustable set. Or find the right perfect sleeper mattress from as low as $399 while supplies last. Offers good at participating retailers. Find a local retailer at CertaRetailers.com. Experience Serta Comfort today at Messenger's Home Furnishings in Ottawa or at Furniture Loft in Osage City.
Addiction is a treatable illness, and you don't have to do this alone.
My husband said it's just beer. I didn't think anything of it, but he started drinking every night. He started going to work late, stopped spending time with me and the kids. Alcohol became his priority.
Are you or a loved one struggling with addiction? We understand how difficult making the decision to enter treatment can be. At Valley Hope, we help families rebuild their lives. There is hope. ValleyHope.org. Sponsored by Valley Hope Association and this station.
Oh, here we are. Just a couple more segments here.
Back at it.
That's right. We're back at it for more of the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. That's the pukey radio voice.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for your morning mugging right here on 103.7 FM KOFO.
Should get Nina Blackwood to come in someday. Although, if I get enough allergies going for me and enough yelling, I could probably sound like Nina Blackwood.
You know, there was a point in time last spring where I sounded like Batman, but it was only because I had upper respiratory infection and a couple other things, and it did sound good. And there was a little part of me that was hoping my voice would stay that way, but I didn't get lucky.
We had a play-by-play guy for the radio in Mankato, and he had a deep, deep voice. And he told me it was a lot of Marlboros and a lot of Jack Daniels that got him that way.
Well, I started smoking at the age of 3 and then started drinking at the age of 5, I probably would have that voice. Unfortunately, I have the voice that sounds like I just hit puberty yesterday. And, of course, as always, I got my voice cracking early in the football season last Saturday. So
yeah, you got to train your voice.
Well, I didn't do a good job in the off season.
Dr. McCullough suggested that for a couple weeks prior to fall camp starting that I should go out and I should practice yelling in order to get my voice trained. And he's a doctor, so.
And he doesn't play one on TV, so.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
he's a real life one.
Real life doctor. I would like to say I'm very happy to announce that my seasonal depression is over, because summer is pretty much coming to an end.
Yes, it's turning into a cool fall for you, Bob.
I know.
we had another practice in the swamp, and it wasn't very swampy down there for like the third one in a row. And I told our guys after practice that they just needed to take advantage of this cool weather because it's not usually ever like this down here. And I'm pretty certain if I go home and I open up Revelations that it's got to be a sign of the apocalypse. That it's one of the 7 bowls because it is never nice down there, and it has been really pretty fantastic for 3 weeks straight.
I'm not too sure that I didn't suffer a little bit of heat stroke in the press box, though, Saturday, because
it was humid there.
85% humidity plus then inside the press box, and I was sweating really, really, really hard. And it wasn't until about 3 o'clock this afternoon that I felt like I was back to planet reality.
Yeah,
so
you imagine what the guys went through with the pads and everything.
Yeah, I felt bad for it. Yeah. I really concerned me about that. But this next game is going to be in Nebraska, and it should be a lot cooler.
It'll probably be a little bit more windy. It's a little bit more wide open there as opposed to here. Here in Ottawa and in the northeastern part of Kansas, but it'll be just like going probably out to central western Kansas and that sort of thing, playing a game. I don't know what the temperature right now is. They're going to be out there. It'll probably be a little bit cooler since it's a little bit further north, but hopefully it's a great day for a game. Nice fall weather, and we go up there and play well.
We'll just check that here in just a second. But one thing that I think is going to be, I think this is going to be an interesting matchup for Ottawa because both Concordia and Ottawa are coming off losses. You played Concordia really well last year at People's Bank Field, and you were able to get kind of see where you guys were and maybe fine-tune just a little bit more after last weekend's game. So this should be a real interesting contest to watch.
Well, I think so. I mean, hopefully we match up well against them. It was a tight game last year. I think it was a 2-point-ish game somewhere around there. It was something that actually I think that we went into halftime with a little bit of a lead, and then kind of let it go there as the third and fourth quarter went on. I think that hopefully our kids are learning a lot from what we did this week or what we're going to do with this week in practice. And they do have some really good football players. I know that their corner, they have an outstanding corner that is somebody that Kansas Westland pretty much tried to throw once or twice his way and then never came back again. Good-sized kid, about 6'3", 205 corner, which is like a linebacker in our books, but he moves really well. And they're replacing some guys, in the defensive line that we'll take a look at and see how they go. There'll be a little bit of unknown with that, but at least we've got one game to watch them on.
And, of course, you also get film on an opponent later on in the year. But Concordia had 482 yards of offense. They rushed the ball really well against Kansas Wesleyan, 318 yards of rushing. They only threw for 164 yards for passing, but they turned the ball over 3 times. So it's kind of a mixed bag there. It's almost like how OU played on Saturday night against Northwestern. You had a bunch of yards, but you didn't have a bunch of points to show for it. But this time, and just like you guys rushing the ball really well, so did Concordia.
Right, and I know they ran a lot of two-back offense stuff, a lot of power type plays. Which is kind of the MO that they've kind of switched to within their offensive philosophy there. It's going to be something that it's going to be a test to our guys up front. If we can, shut down the run. And, that was something in the past that we've been pretty successful at, particularly the inside run. And that's where they want to be able to run that power, just maybe a little bit off tackle, but they're not as much of the right now the sweep team that we saw this last week. So hopefully we can keep things contained, and then our outside guys, hopefully they've learned from last week where our run fits need to be and can go up there and make a lot more sure tackles.
Ryan Durdon was the big ball carrier for Concordia, 208 yards rushing the ball. He's one that this defense really is going to have to keep an eye on and see where he's at all times.
Yeah, definitely. You're rushing for over 200 yards. You're doing something right. So he's definitely somebody that we're going to make sure that we're hitting our run fits with. We need to be able to get off of blocks, have our guys get some good penetration at times. When it comes to, making tackles for losses. And then we need to have guys rally to the ball. I mean, a lot of tackling is not one-on-one. It's getting 2 or 3 guys to the ball and then being able to bring a runner down and put them in situations where it's going to force them to throw. And, that's something that I feel pretty good about with us, is that we've had the ability to be able to throw the ball on third down and be successful with converting that, where we need to be able to put a team that would rather, run it, in the situation to be able to throw it. Just kind of like if anybody watched the Georgia Tech, I think it was Tennessee, Georgia Tech last night. And quite a bit of running was involved, but then at the end, Tennessee started getting things going and started scoring points, and that running team that Georgia Tech didn't have an answer to be able to combat that.
Well, let's take our final break of the night here. When we come back, I've got what might be the key to this ball game on Saturday. So I know you're waiting with bated breath on this one, so I'll leave this as a cliffhanger. The key, what I think will be the key for Saturday night. We'll take our final break. We'll join the Royals at the top of the hour. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Next time it's time for pizza. Make it Ottawa's own Pizza Time. See what I did there? Time for pizza, Pizza Time. Well, it's even in their phone number, 785-242-TIME. Put that in your speed dial now, and while you do that, I'll tell you about the menu. Well, delicious pizza, of course, with your choice of toppings, or get a specialty pie like the Meat Lovers or taco or buffalo chicken. Speaking of chicken, check out their wings. Not to mention salads and sandwiches, famous cheese bread, and more. Locally owned and operated and proud home to the weekly Ottawa American Legion Baseball Coaches Show. Dine-in, delivery, or carry out. Pizza Time. 785-242, say it with me, TIME.
A college education means more today than ever before. And that's why Ottawa University strives to equip our students with the education needed to enter the workforce prepared to make an impact. With the addition of engineering, Ottawa University now offers 22 majors at the campus in Ottawa, Kansas, with even more programs available online. Contact us today to find out more at ottawa.edu or by calling 800-755-5200.
The registered nurse practitioners at the new Ottawa Care Clinic inside Cosentino's Price Chopper are there for you to treat minor illnesses, and they can provide school or camp physicals. No appointment is necessary. The Ottawa Care Clinic inside Price Chopper. Call 785-214-4903.
Comfort is something we all want to feel. No one knows this better than Serta, America's #1 mattress manufacturer. This Labor Day, discover Serta's amazing mattress lineup. Experience our latest iComfort sleep system and get a free box spring, or save up to $800 on an adjustable set. Or find the right perfect sleeper mattress from as low as $399 while supplies last. Offers good at participating retailers. Find a local retailer at sertaretailers.com. Experience Serta Comfort today at Messenger's Home Furnishings in Ottawa or at Furniture Loft in Osage City.
KOFO and Beckman Motors are giving you one last chance to see the two-time World Series champion Kansas City Royals at the K this season. To win the last set of tickets, register at Beckman Motors in Garnett, and you could be there to see the Royals host the White Sox on Tuesday, September 12th. We'll announce the winner this Thursday at 7:20 during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show.
And now the 1-1 pitch. Belted down the right field line. And gone. Hosmer.
Register now to see the Kansas City Royals from Beckman Motors and KOFO.
And we're back, our final segment of the evening. I'm going to sound like I'm going to do an auction here. Come on down and get some pizza here, Pizza Time.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Maybe that's what I should do.
Side job.
A reminder, next week, we will be here on Monday night. Coach K has previous plans on Tuesday night that were well in advance of when the Coaches Show started. So we're moving to Monday night. So be sure to join us for the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. Well, I had a cliffhanger before we went to break.
Yes. Your key to success.
Key. Concordia was flagged 12 times in the game last weekend against Kansas Wesleyan for 118 yards.
That's a lot.
While Ottawa University was only flagged dos times last weekend. And to me, I think that's a huge key, because it's got to be hard to pick up discipline within a 7-day period of time. And I think that could be a huge key for Ottawa University come Saturday.
I think so too, and hopefully we can maintain that level of discipline that we've had. I really felt good about that. We always look for positive things that come out of it, and the fact that we had just 2 penalties, that's fantastic. And one of them was a killer. I mean, it was 50% of them were bad, real bad. Which prolonged, gave a first down, and the next thing you know, we give up a touchdown on that drive. But that's all learning. You had a young one that got a little antsy, jumped off sides, gave him a first down, and we learned something from it. So I think that we played hard, we played physical, and we did a really good job of staying within the rules that didn't put us in bad situations. So hopefully we can continue that.
That would be a positive to stay on track like that. I think another key is going to be this defense, being able to make some key stops here and limit the big plays. I mean, it sounds cliche, but that's one thing that this defense at times has had some trouble with.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to limit big plays, and there's about 4 or 5 big plays in a game, and I think that Concordia had Northwestern had most of them last week, and what we need to do is we need to make sure that as we go into this Concordia game that we are accentuating the positives. Get one from special teams, get a couple in offense, maybe get a couple in defense. Maybe force some turnovers. That was something else that you brought up earlier in the show that Concordia had was some turnovers. I know that the 2 that we had, we worked a lot today on like ball security with our running backs, and I told our scout team guys if anybody ends up stripping the ball from James Reeder, our freshman running back, that I buy them all ice cream or something like that, and I don't have to buy any ice cream tonight.
Well,
which is good. James really kept a good rap on the ball, but those are things hopefully we take care of, and maybe Concordia doesn't.
And just continued growth on the passing side, I think, is all you can ask for. Connor has done a really good job so far, but just continued growth and making good decisions.
And I think that I didn't go back and look at last year's game, but I'm pretty sure that we are better at percentage. We were better at taking care of the football. I don't know where our yards is, but we're from last year. But I think starting off the first game, I think we're ahead. So it's only going to be growth. In a quarterback situation, they're both our starter Connor and our backup James are both in their second year basically of the program. And really in the first year of Coach Kessinger's throwing offense. So I think that they'll only grow. I mean, Connor and James, they both ask great questions when we're out of practice and, on different reads. And we've been able to be a little bit more specific than just general and saying, hey, read this. We've been able to get to some of the nuts and bolts, which I think is going to be important for our quarterbacks leading us.
Coach, we've got about 60 seconds. Your final words.
Well, I think part of it is getting up there. This is a trip. It's going to be an overnight trip, and that's unusual for us unless it's a playoff game. Obviously, we got to be used to being away from home. We'll leave on Friday. We'll do a walkthrough practice up there in Lincoln, and then we move over to Saturday morning. We'll eat, and then we'll move ourselves over to Seward, Nebraska. It's about 30 minutes away from Lincoln. And then play the game. It's going to be a 1 o'clock kick, so it's a little different than the 6 o'clock start that we had. So there's going to be a lot of adjustments, and so hopefully we can handle those adjustments and handle the changes or the good positive things that we've gained from last week and build on the negatives and have a great successful game.
Coach, we will talk to you on Saturday with the Wise Guys Construction Auto University Braves pregame show as we lead you in to kick off at 1 o'clock. Again, you'll hear it here on 1220 and 103.7 FM. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Appreciate being here.
One a reminder, next Monday night for the next edition of the Pizza Time Ken Kessinger Show. Thanks for joining us on 1220 and 103.7 FM.
To 1 Detroit.
Come on, Royals! Let's turn 2! Deep.
Man, this guy's a big fan, huh?
Stay sharp out there! Double play situation!
He loves the Royals, sure, but he loves the McDouble play more.
2 outs, $1! Come on, baby, you got this!
Every fan has their own Royal ritual. Start a new one with the McDouble play. Every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are $1 at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Spectrum Paint is Kansas City's paint source and your Benjamin Moore paint source. The Kansas City Royals trust Spectrum Paint and Benjamin Moore to keep Kauffman Stadium looking beautiful, and there's still time to get your house looking beautiful too. Spectrum Paint has Benjamin Moore's Regal Select exterior paint to protect your home for years to come. Only the best quality paint for your home. Stop by any of Spectrum's 12 area locations to check out all the quality Benjamin Moore paint. Go to SpectrumPaint.com for a location near you.
This is what it sounds like when real people attempt to read through all the awards that Chevrolet has won over the last 3 years as quickly as they can.
2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
I'm feeling the heat.
2017 Car and Driver 10 Best.
2017 North American Car of the Year.
That's a lot of awards.
If I was a Chevy guy before, I'm even more of a Chevy guy now. Chevrolet, the most awarded car company 3 years in a row. So get behind the wheel and see for yourself why Chevrolet keeps bringing home award after award. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Most awarded claim based on recognized industry awards for 2014 through 2016 year-end totals.
How does your family turn Sunday into fun day? It's simple, really. Start with face painters, balloon artists, and tons of family entertainment. Add in autographs from your favorite Royals players. Then let your kiddos run the bases in the post-game Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. Oh yeah, you also get to watch your boys in blue light up the K. Family Fun Day Sundays at the K. Presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Get your discounted tickets and all the details at royals.com/Sunday.
So another left-hander who's a former Royals farmhand comes into the game. First we saw Blaine Hardy. Now we see Daniel Stumpf, S-T-U-M-P-F. And with a 10-1 Tiger advantage, the Royals come up trying to do something offensively, get some momentum going their way. Kane has walked in both his plate appearances tonight. Daniel Stumpf, his 43rd outing, 2.76 the ERA. No wins or losses. 29 strikeouts, 12 walks. Opponents hitting .248 against him. Stumpf pitched 1 inning yesterday, gave up a run, gave up a home run to Salvador Perez. The lefty deals, and his fastball's in there for a strike at 93 to Kane, who walked twice against their second pitcher tonight, Miles J. Detroit using now their 4th pitcher on the night. It's 10-1. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a foul back. It is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant, Chris Ann Golding from Shawnee, Kansas. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Chris Ann wins $200. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Chris Ann wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. 0-2 on Kane. Kane, Cabrera, Hosmer here in the 5th. The pitch from the lefty. Way inside on Kane at 94 from Daniel Stumpf. So neither Hardy nor Stumpf made it to the big leagues with the Royals, but both have made it to the big leagues here in Detroit. And Stumpf has had a pretty nice season, as has Hardy. There's a pitch down. Kane checked his swing in time. Stumpf is from Humble, Texas. 26 years old.